Hi DIYers, this is Frank at Alarm Grid here, and we're working on the 6160V keypad connected to our Vista 21 IP alarm system. What we're going to do today is teach you how to get into programming if you do not have your current installer code. So this is what we call getting in the backdoor method. There's one way to accomplish this, and that's rebooting your system by removing battery and AC power, and then when you boot back up, pressing and holding the star and pound keys. Now there is a star 98 selection where you can actually get locked out of this reboot, this backdoor method. So if your previous alarm company has done that, this method will not work and you'll get a long error tone. In this case, the assumption is that the star 98 lockout has not been set up and that we're going to get you back into programming. So what we're going to start by doing is removing the battery lead connected to your battery in your Vista alarm system cabinet. So I already have that disconnected here in the lab. What I'm going to do now is remove the AC transformer, plug it back in, and then we'll get you into programming. So let me go ahead and remove the transformer. So our system is currently powered off. I have the transformer disconnected, the battery disconnected. I'm now going to reconnect AC power first, followed by DC. So the AC power will turn the system right back on. I'll leave the battery disconnected just for now. I can reconnect that in just a moment. As the panel's coming up, within the first 50 seconds, you want to press and hold the star and pound keys simultaneously, and you'll see that we're got right into programming here, okay? So it says installer code 20. If this was a fixed English keypad, such as the 6150, 6150V, or the 6150 RF, you would see a 20 on the screen and no AC in the top right corner. Since this is an alpha keypad, you're going to get the installer code 20 with the full display here. So now you're in programming. Now is when you can hit star. You can actually go ahead and change your installer code right here. You're already in the installer code menu just by entering the new code. For now, I'm just going to default it back to 4112. And actually, what we'll do first is hit star 20 to get you into the field here. And then we'll enter 4112. And that will give us that triple beep to let us know that the installer code has now been changed back to default 4112. We probably recommend you changing it to something else. But if you want to keep it on default, that's fine as well. Keep in mind that the installer code should not be used to arm and disarm, okay? The installer code will not disarm any other code. In other words, if you arm with a master or sub-user code, the installer code will not disarm the system. So this can be a point of contention with do-it-yourselfers where you're using the installer code and master code. Those can get confused. You really don't want to use the installer code to arm and disarm. So if that's the case, you're just going to keep it at default. That's fine, or you can change to something else that you don't plan on using to arm and disarm. So after you've changed the installer code, you can now do star 99 to exit programming. System will show you disarm, ready to arm, and you're back out, and now you have the installer code. Going forward, just to test, you can use 4112 followed by 800 to get you back into programming, and you'll see installer code 20 again. Now you don't need to do the reboot backdoor again, and you have the installer code where you can get in and out of programming yourself using this code. So we'll get out of programming again by entering star 99. That will exit us out, back to disarm, and now we have a new installer code and we're back into programming. If you have any other questions regarding any programming or questions at all regarding your Vista panel, you can email us at support@alarmgrid.com, and please subscribe to our channel.